Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at Lamden's channel. We're sitting here once again with Stu, and we're going to run through some pipeline stuff, talk about some highlighted decentralized applications, and answer some other questions. But first off, Stu, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, and I'm glad to be back here with you. So first and foremost, on your guys' website, one of the frequently mentioned things is your guys' roadmap or your pipeline, so to speak. And
Yes.
it's on Trello, and you guys can view it there. But I was wondering, Stu, if you could walk us through some of the key highlights about it.
Sure. So we have like this pipeline, and this is really powered by our community. So they're the ones who are putting, a lot of this content out. We help on like the node progress and stuff like that, but really what they're trying to do is build out really good applications that people are gonna want to use. One of the biggest ones that I'm actually really excited about is a Lamden mobile wallet. And so what that will allow you to do is you can run like an app like a Rocket Swap or whatever, and do that all mobilely and have your keys mobilely, and it will link back when you like do a transaction. It'll go to the mobile wallet to sign it and stuff like that. That opens up a massive array of opportunities for us to like develop stuff specifically for mobile, put out mobile applications and things like that. Really big stuff. Also, we have a launch pad that's coming out. I'm not too familiar with all the details there, but like a launch pad is a great way to incentivize and to fund things on our platform. So like the core team develops the protocol, and then to scale out that development, we need builders, right? And so having a launch pad where we can just direct funding into certain things that we want to see, like we would love to have a lot of DeFi apps, or like some of these algorithmic stable coins or things like that really start to blow up. So having a launch pad is like the perfect thing for that. Nebula is kind of like a staking application, and they provide other services as well, but they're doing more on like liquidity locking, over-the-counter trading, battle vaults and things like that. And so we're looking really forward to that. And one of the biggest ones is kind of this NFT marketplace. So we have a on-chain NFT marketplace called Pixel Whale, which works fabulously, and all this data is stored on chain, and you can make, I think it's like 30 by 30 pixels, and you get 16 colors, and you can just right on there draw your pixel art, publish it on chain, and then sell it and bid and do all these auctions. And the bidding is actually really cool. It's like all real time, and you can see the speed of the blockchain. But it doesn't support other things that could be NFTs. Like anything could be an NFT. Like on OpenSea, you can have the ENS names. You can just have pictures and stuff like that. And so that is sort of the next milestone, I would say, into an NFT marketplace. So we have community members building that out, which I think is really important. And we're looking forward for that, of course. I guess Rocket Swap is doing a website redesign and refresh, so look out for that. And they're doing a DAO, and I think that's really important. I think any protocol should be leaning towards a DAO and then spreading that ownership across the entire, I guess, network of participants. And I kind of talked about that last time. And something that we really want to do is do that as well with Lamden, right? So how do we get as much community ownership and decentralization and have a funding model that works so that the protocol is developed and maintained and built? But the power is in the community's hands, because I think the community can respond much better to the market in terms of what people want. They can innovate a lot better. And so as protocol core team members, we really sit heavy as providing like the railing. And it's like, it's kind of like the boring job, so to speak. Like here's the canvas, here's the paint, but we don't really paint anything, so to speak. Like we just make a really good canvas and a really good set of paints. And so now we need people to come in. If we give the power of to the community to say like, oh, well, we want different kinds of paints. Well, there's like paints that exist like this, or there's different types of canvases, then that feedback loop can become much quicker and I guess like better. I don't know if that's the best word, but like the community can bring things out and ask for features that make a lot of sense. We can get votes on them and we can actually develop those, and there can be a feedback loop. So that's what we're looking for. Rubik's DAO is kind of like a MakerDAO clone. So it's a collateralized stablecoin type product, and obviously we're really interested in that. And Social DAO, I believe, is like a management DAO system. So it's something that helps people launch DAOs and build DAOs and things like that. So that's another project that's coming out. So that's like the nutshell of everything.
Yeah, fair enough. And this does kind of bring up the point, and I do implore people go join the community, and you can talk to people there, and maybe join this process as well. See what you can kind of put together there. But on top of this, and now still you've already highlighted several dApps in that talk through the pipeline, right? But is there any other ones that you think are the most interesting, or the ones that you think people should know about right now?
Honestly, I think the mobile wallet is a really good step forward. But again, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm just a protocol guy. So I see like infrastructure is really important. Having the infrastructure of a mobile wallet is really huge, because then no matter what website wants to develop Lamden stuff or integrate Lamden with what they're doing, you have this mobile wallet. And most web activity nowadays is done on your phone, and most web content developers are using a desktop. So there's kind of like this, as the developer is kind of sitting in a different sphere. They develop usually for desktop, and if you're just developing for desktop, then you're segmenting out most web users. And so having that wallet is really important, so we can really capture another wave.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's kind of a foundational level thing that will allow, honestly, that would open the door for the vast majority of people using the internet, or using a lot of applications, as you had said. So that is a very good one. And I guess last but not least, a question that was put forward is people were asking about exchange listings, if you guys had anything planned in that regard.
So yeah, this question gets brought up a lot. We think that exchange listings make sense when we have momentum and we're kind of moving forward in terms of like news, big releases and stuff like that. And so when we have more kind of that stuff to kind of propel things forward, we think that makes a lot of sense. So we're kind of more focused on like, how can we get more partnerships, how can we get the nodes out faster, things like that, to kind of get this momentum going, so then that justifies a larger trading venue for that type of activity.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of these things are best done kind of in tandem to get the most out of them, I would say. So Stu, I think you've answered a lot of questions today. And is there anything else you want to add before we go about the project? Just closing words.
Closing words. Nodes are going well. I think we're getting close to having these up on testnet, and that's really exciting. So we have a lot of coverage on the protocol that we're building, like test coverage. So we have high confidence. We're kind of like polishing off, I guess, like the loose edges. Like everything works in terms of like a happy path, but when there's disconnects, or not necessarily disconnects, but like certain things go wrong. Not even that. It's more like doing catch up, and like when you get voted in as a node, how does that entire cycle work? We're polishing off that process, and so that's exciting. And I guess we're open for any collaborations too. So if community members are looking to get involved with like DeFi protocols, they want to build DeFi primitives, more play to earns and stuff like that, that would be great. Right now we're finishing up kind of the first new Lamden Labs model concept, where we've actually taken like amount of tau that we would use to fund a project, to incubate that project and get a pitch deck, to polish off the white paper and things like that. And then we're going to go and attempt to raise funds for this game that would be built on Lamden. And so that cycle, once we get that cycle through and we get that game funded and we get that thing developed, we start to roll out more and more and more games. So if people are interested in kind of funding or things like that, reach out to us. And in terms of like partnerships, we're looking for those as well. So
Wonderful. Well, Stu, thank you again for coming on, and thank you for the updates, and thank you everyone for watching, and keep the questions coming. We will answer the questions as they come along the wire. But for now, stay tuned, and Stu, have a wonderful day.
you too. Nice.